It is officially bear season in Liberty Lake. This mama bear came by with a cub, and they had a little drama before they leave. She takes a sniff at the camera. And she decides to head back up the hill after smelling a human. The cub, meanwhile, is exploring somewhere and gets separated from Mama. Here she is stopping to eat the trillium flowers that I had hoped to photograph that day, but Mama ate them on her way up the hill. And then the cub comes back and says, "Where is Mama? Where did she go?" He ends up going back and forth on the path a couple times, trying to sniff out where Mama might be. And starts getting quite upset. I'm going to be quiet here so you can hear the forlorn cries. The cub finally heads back on up the hill, and I did see him on a different camera up higher where they were back together. I got hooked on the trail camera back in 2018 when I saw this cougar dragging a deer up to the camera. And back in those days, in the first 7 years of the camera, I hardly ever saw a field mouse go by the cameras. But in the last year, I've got 1,000 or so clips of field mice. So after the field mice showed up, so did the owls. Here's a little pygmy owl that's been spending a lot of time at the camera lately. This northern pygmy owl is about the size of a robin and weighs under 3 ounces, but they are quite the predator. They can eat between 10 to 20 field mice in a single day. So I think they're going to be putting the controls on the field mouse outbreak up there. He has come back over the last 2 weeks just about every night. And I'm going to include a lot more of these clips at the end of this video. But he's just been a pleasure to watch as I unload the camera at home. We have a very decent moose population in the park this year as well. Many times on my way up to the cameras this spring, I've run into the moose just off the trail. There seems to be a pretty good population just to the west of the Edith Hansen Trail along that ridge where my camera is located. So if you're hiking in that area, you might want to just be looking up and down the hillsides, because a lot of times when I bike by, they'll be maybe 60 or 70 feet off the trail. And if I don't happen to look down, I'd never see them. But anyway, they just kind of stand there as I bike on by. So keep your eyes out for the moose. There is one cow moose that's been living around the camera that's quite old, and she actually has a bit of a hunchback. It is still very surprising to me how many animals I'm able to record on the trail cameras. Even though I mountain bike up in the park and the conservation land frequently, I rarely see wildlife, but the camera always picks something up. Here you can see this moose kind of drifting off into the brush where it's kind of hard to see. The bucks are just starting to have their horns show up with a lot of velvet. They'll be growing quite rapidly now. And this is a long-tailed weasel that went by the camera. I'm sure he's also there hunting the field mice. And skunks are a pretty common visitor, as are the turkeys. There's also a lot of grouse that go by the cameras. And the little water hole here has been very popular with many species of birds. Here's a few nuthatch birds hanging out there. A lot of the juncos will take a bath, and I think over a week I probably get about 150 or so clips of birds taking a bath. It sure shows the importance of a little water hole. Here, this robin is really noisy. And there's a comparison in size with the northern pygmy owl, which is also taking a bath. And at this point, I'll just go ahead and include all of those remaining pygmy owl clips that I've been able to capture. And thanks again for watching Liberty Lake Wildlife.